Welcome, it's Kyle Babcock on Inside the Ivy on Sports Report Radio. On the phone, here's a guy we saw in South Bend last year. He's one of the good guys in the Cubs organization. Pitcher Peyton Remy. Peyton, welcome to Inside the Ivy on Sports Report Radio.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Peyton, let's talk a little bit. I mean, as we're taping this, it's just about a week, a little bit over a week from when spring training got canceled. Before we get into who you are for our listeners, our viewers, I mean, how unique is this? Kind of fill us in a little bit on how all this happened and what happened with you out there and how this affects you, and especially and with everybody.
Well, I think everyone's affected a little differently, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, we're all in it together. We're all out of work. But you know, it all happened so fast. We were all very confused because we heard different rumors with different organizations and what they were going to do with their teams. You know, everyone had their own guesses on what the Cubs were going to do with us. And then, you know, we were just checking our emails every so often, and then we found out, you know, late at night that we were all going home. So it's been hectic, but I mean, we're just trying to adapt and just trying to stay ready and keeping on our toes.
Hey, Peyton, where's home for you?
I am in Parker, Colorado. It's about 20 miles south of Denver.
Okay, so you're essentially a Colorado guy pitching the altitude there. I mean, how different was it for you growing up pitching in Colorado? I mean, with the Rockies, it's kind of unique. It's kind of tougher on pitchers. Seems like, what is the air lighter? Is that what it is? The ball travels farther, supposedly, or is that just kind of a myth?
Oh, I definitely thought it was a myth until I went and played in a different state.
Okay.
When I was in high school. The ball definitely travels farther here, and curve balls and breaking pitches, they don't break as much here. Yeah, because you said the air is lighter, so, you know, gravity isn't really helping the ball. You know? So no, I mean, it's a little difficult to pitch. Growing up in Colorado, you don't get a whole lot of you know, praise for being a pitcher out here, but if you do it long enough, people will start to recognize that you're just as good as anybody.
Yeah, I mean, so you went to junior college JUCO ball in Arizona, correct?
Yes, sir, I did.
Now, how close is that to Cubs facility in Mesa?
I went to school at Central Arizona Community College. It's in the town of Coolidge, Arizona. It's probably about 45 minutes east of Phoenix. The Phoenix Mesa area where our complex is. It's off the I-10 east towards Tucson, little town. I haven't been able to get out there, but I saw them play in Scottsdale when I was out there for spring training for a little bit.
Well, I mean, so you're kind of familiar with the area. You're familiar with the climate, obviously, in spring training.
Yes, sir.
You know, we talked to Brendan. You know, he's Brendan Davis. He's from Arizona. I mean, so you were there, what, a couple years at JUCO and junior college there, essentially?
Yes, sir. I was there for 2 years, and then I got drafted out of there. So I immediately went back to Arizona for all my physical stuff when I got drafted and stuff. So came home from Arizona for a few short weeks, and then I immediately got back on a plane to go right back out there once I got drafted.
Well, I mean, that's pretty. It's almost like a second home for you. There, getting used to it. I'm sure.
It is. It is.
So, and
yeah, I really enjoy Arizona. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm biased, but I believe the Cubs have the best facility there. I mean, the facility in Mesa is just phenomenal. I mean, we've gone to some away games.
It is.
And see, you know, like, sorry to say, like the White Sox and the Dodgers, they share a facility there. I mean, and like the A's are in the old Cubs facility. I mean, I think it's top notch, and I think the training facility you guys have there is just top notch. I mean, I know it's.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, the facilities, and plus, I love all those backfields. I mean, I'm a huge advocate of minor league baseball. I think minor league baseball is really, really cool. But seeing you guys on the backfields, you know, and it's just spectacular facilities. That's what impresses me with the Cubs. And
yeah, we are very spoiled. But I mean, you know, the Ricketts family and Theo, Mr. McLeod, all the guys in charge, you know, they've done a great job in investing into the minor league system. and they know that what they put into the minor leagues is eventually going to play at the big league level. So yeah, like I said, we're extremely fortunate to have the facilities that we do have, and yeah, I'm really glad we don't share a complex with another team or anything like that, because everything stays within us, and it's like a family type of feeling at the complex.
Well, I mean, the Cubs, let's face it, you talked about the Ricketts, you talked about Theo, Mr. John McLeod. I mean, let's face it. I mean, the Cubs draft character guys, and you're a character guy. Not only do you have talent, but you're a good person too. I mean, we've been around you. We saw you in the press box in South Bend. I mean, that's what I really like, and about you and so many of the others. I mean, just really good, classy people that represent the organization well. But what was it like for you to have the Cubs draft you? I mean, iconic franchise. Let's face it. You got the Yankees, you got the Dodgers, you got the Red Sox. Basically, you got the Cubs. I mean, I won't count the Cardinals. So, but since they're a rival. But what was it like for you to think, man, I'm going to put on a jersey for the Chicago Cubs, and that's my team. It's been around 100 years. What was it like for you to experience that?
Oh, it truly is an honor, and you sometimes you forget who you're representing, and the people that you represent, and the families and stuff like that. So it's an honor to wear that Cubs uniform during spring training, and to play for all the affiliates that are part of the Cubs organization. And like you said, we have lots of good guys in the organization, and that just at least to me, that speaks volumes about the Ricketts family and Theo and the type of guys they go after. So you said it, being a part of this great organization, even in the minor leagues, it truly is an honor.
Hey, Peyton, starter, reliever, what do you like to do? I mean, middle relief, long relief, a starter. I mean, obviously you're going to go where they're going to direct you, obviously where the talent's going to evaluate you and think that you're going to make the best of your ability. But if you were to choose, what would you choose? What's kind of best for you?
I would choose to be a starter because I throw 5 pitches, and I got really good fastball command. And, just if I come out of the bullpen, I don't have the elite velocity, the 97s, 98s. But, with my low to mid 90s velocity, I can work my breaking pitches off of that, and, my changeup and stuff like that. So a starter role for me is, I think that would be best for me to showcase my talent and to help the team win. But, at the end of the day, I'm a competitor, and whatever the manager says for me to do, I'm going to say yes, sir, and go do the best I can no matter what.
Well, let's talk about when you came in and was relief, and I think you know where I'm going. Got the no-hitter with Derek. I mean, what was that like? Of course, I think I told you before the press box, we missed that game. I don't know why. I mean, we were there the year before with Raleigh when Raleigh pitched the no-hitter, but for some reason we just didn't make it that game. But how special was that? To get that no-hitter. I mean, to combine it with Derek. I mean, what was that like for you to kind of see that happen?
Oh, it was amazing. By the 4th inning, you look at the scoreboard and you see all the zeros, and no one wants to say anything, but everyone knows. And every single time a pitch is thrown, you can feel the entire stadium just standing up or sitting up on the edge of their seats. And, once I knew I was going in for sure, the only thought process I was just throw strikes. I didn't want to mess up we ended up messing up the perfect game, but, we got the no-hitter. But no, it was awesome. Derek is one of my best friends, honestly, and he was my roommate, one of my roommates in South Bend. So it was really cool. He pitched a hell of a game, and it was just cool to be a part of. So I'll remember it forever.
So let's face it. I mean, the last 2 years it's been a no-hitter. There's a lot of pressure on these guys coming in that the draft picks from the Cubs last year, coming from Eugene. They're going to have to come through, as they go through the organization. You guys can talk smack with them if they don't pull off a no-hitter this year somewhere. They're in South Bend.
Yeah, I guess Derek and I, doing it back-to-back years. This last year, I guess someone's got to step up.
Yeah, that's
and,
good.
Do it this coming season. So.
Peyton, I mean, just a little bit more about yourself. I mean, growing up in Colorado, did you play baseball a lot growing up? Did you do a lot of sports, or was baseball kind of your specialty? Or just tell us a little bit about yourself growing up.
Well, I've always loved baseball. I was a two-sport athlete from when I was 6 years old all the way up to my junior year in high school. I played baseball and football. Once I was, getting scholarship offers and everything from D1 schools, I decided not to play college football, or decided I didn't want to play college football, so I didn't play my senior year football, and so just focused on baseball and did the fall ball thing. But yeah, I was lucky enough to grow up in a family that is, all about sports and being outdoors and everything. And from the time I was a little kid, I just fell in love with baseball, watching movies like The Sandlot and, just playing outside with my friends and all my cousins and stuff. So yeah, I love football, but baseball has always been my number one sport.
Peyton, you've been an awesome interview. You're so full of energy. You're a good guy. We really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you.
I mean, let's face it. We've been, you're just a good guy, and we look forward to watching you progress through the system. I mean, we don't want to see you stuck in Myrtle Beach. We want to see you in Tennessee. We want to see you in Iowa. And then we want to see it, and we want to see you in obviously at Wrigley one day. And I think we're going to do that. I mean,
yes, sir.
But Peyton,
yes, sir.
Thank you so much for taking your time. You've been listening to Peyton Remy here inside the IV on the Sports Report Radio.